Did we just lose? Why would you do that?
We're in the end game now.
And there I was with the rest of you, popcorn in hand, attention undivided, as Xbox's Developer Direct 2025 begun. Now, these are easily my favourite of the big three's mini-game showcase type things, but this Direct in particular really set a new standard for me. Off the rip, a new Ninja Gaiden game, and they've got Platinum in on this one too, coupled with a Ninja Gaiden 2 remake announcement, which was also a shadow drop. So Ninja Gaiden fans are just eating really good right now. And we're already off to a killer start, so it can only go down from here, right? But to be fair, I think South of Midnight held its own. Now, I have concerns for this game, but I'm not fully sold on everything I've seen. I do vibe with the title overall. I'll definitely check it out regardless. Compulsion's earned at least that much after Contrast, a game I really liked. Next was probably the game I'm least interested in, Expedition 33. Now, I actually don't think the game looks bad, like, at all, to be honest. It's just not my kind of game. None of what I've seen has really sold me on it, and I would absolutely love for this game to be great so that I could check it out down the line and enjoy it as a surprise banger, which is, in my opinion, the best kind of banger. And finally, of course, Doom just had to do it. What a showing this game had. Now, I have a lot of thoughts and a few curiosities, not concerns, because I don't really have any doubt in its software, to be honest, but some of the stuff did get a slight ponder out of me. None that would stop me from impulse buying the £200 collector's bundle though, so there's that. Now, with all that said, I was going to do a generic reaction deep dive type video where I go into each game shown at the Dev Direct, but I had a thought whilst absorbing all these games, Xbox, Game Pass, etc, and it kind of spiraled. I thought, could this be the end of exclusivity as we know it? Please lower your pitchforks and hear me out. As I looked at Ninja Gaiden and Doom the Dark Ages, I got flashbacks to the days of the OG Xbox and wondered how we got to this point and if it ends here or potentially spirals on. For those of you who don't know, both Ninja Gaiden Black and Doom 3 were Xbox exclusives at one point, and now we've got new games in both series being published by Xbox, yet neither will be exclusive, which I think is a good thing. You see, it's no secret Xbox are full steam ahead on this multi-platform push, something that helps feed their gaming subscription service directly. So then you have this thing where a company whose games and consoles sell the least are now positioned to be making more money in gaming than both Sony and Nintendo combined maybe. Money is the ultimate communicator. If it's profitable, it's copyable, right? Assuming Sony and Nintendo like money and see third place making moves like this, why not just follow suit? Assuming this direction for Microsoft is extremely lucrative, why not make a Game Pass clone or take a multi-platform approach, etc? Well, that's where it really helps that Microsoft is a trillion-dollar company, because both Sony and Nintendo did make Game Pass clones to an extent. Sony has dipped their toe into the multi-platform pool in ways that don't directly devalue their hardware, a line between innovation and risk management. Put games on PC, put the Lego game on Switch, etc. Calculated but baby steps compared to what Microsoft is doing, and I shouldn't need to say this, but I will anyway. Spending billions and buying massive publishers and studios to make it so that you now own some of the biggest games on the planet like Minecraft, Call of Duty, Elder Scrolls, Overwatch, Diablo, etc. helps significantly. That's something the competition can't afford. Another thing they can't afford is not selling games on their platform. So the Game Pass model as it exists right now would never work on PS5 or Nintendo Switch. But let's try to look ahead in the grand scheme of things for a moment. Gaming as we know it is growing fast. This industry is actually getting bigger and bigger. Despite the mass layoffs, the constant stream of failed games in pursuit of live service, the rising cost of AAA game development, game prices which will continue to go up, we are on the verge, if not already in, a video game crash right now. I realized in gaming we view things through a lens where we're almost unable to draw direct parallels to other forms of media, like, you know, this is gaming, not movies, not TV, not music, just games, and this is how we do things over here. But what if that's all about to change? Gabe from Valve said the era of console wars is over and we're entering the age of service wars, and I wholeheartedly agree. I do believe this is the future of game consumption, and I also recognize that ownership, while something that I love, is not the end all be all for everybody. We got comfortable not owning our movies, comfortable not owning our music, and we're probably gonna get comfortable not owning our games. I personally have too much to play for a service like Game Pass to hold much appeal for me presently, but 20 years from now, if games start going for triple digits a piece, DLC not included, who knows where I'll stand on the digital rental front. But what does any of this have to do with the state of exclusivity? Your reason for owning particular hardware is likely because of exclusives, right? Now, how ludicrous does it sound, the idea that you own, let's say, a Samsung Blu-ray player, but oh no, your copy of the Emoji Movie is exclusive to Sony Blu-ray players? In the money game long term, these companies are going to have to start thinking a lot bigger and broader. This doesn't mean sacrificing your platform's identity, like all eyes will be on the Xbox Prime, I think, to see if Microsoft can maintain what little physical hardware market share they currently hold, despite having no true exclusives at all. We already know this is the end of exclusivity at Xbox, but if it truly pays off, if Game Pass coupled with multi-platform releases on all platforms pays off, the potential ramifications would shake the games industry to its core. Let me turn your attention over to Palworld for a second and present to you a new dilemma. There's no doubt in my mind that putting God of War on Xbox or Mario on PlayStation would in some way, regardless of scale, impact the value of Sony and Nintendo's hardware. But at what point do all these systems reach an amalgamation where we ask ourselves, are we going to either potentially devalue the Switch, or are we going to sell more copies of Pokemon than we've ever sold before combined? Hardware is important, but games are king. Let me know what you think about any and everything I touched on in this video. If you agree, disagree, I'd love to hear some different views on this. But as always, this has been the Game Burrow, and thank you for watching.